Congratulations guys, you survived 2020. We're still here, we're going into a brand new year, hopefully a brighter future. Before we do that, I look forward to greater things and hopefully more films coming out, as this year was very quiet. I'm going to talk about the ones that kept us going, that kept us entertained, and kept us geeked about movies. Hi guys, it's Stephen Keepface. I'm back again with a very special video. I'm talking about my best films of 2020. Yes, we've come to the end of the year, and these were the films that I watched, and these are films that I want to recommend to you to definitely check out. Now I'm going to set some rules first, as this one's a bit different this year. Number one, usually, if anyone knows me, I don't really talk about films that go straight to streaming services. They've had to have been shown in the cinema. However, because of everything that has been going on, most films did go straight to streaming services or really demand. So I will mention some of those films that I did see, and this opens the ballpark to any film basically. Number two, this sounds a bit obvious, but I have to have seen the film. Now then, there's loads of films I didn't get to see because of obvious different reasons. So I can only talk about the ones I saw. So if there's any films that you feel like I may have left out or you think I haven't seen, let me know in the comments down below, because I want to hear your recommendations as well. Because I want to, there were so many films I definitely didn't get to see or didn't get a chance to, or because of whatever reason. So let me know. And number three, it's only opinion, guys. It's not a fact. These are the films that I recommend. These films are not necessarily the best films. Well, some are, I would say. However, but these are films that I just recommend, I enjoy. These are films I'm going to watch again and again and again. And I just want to share with you guys, because, that's my job. So, let's begin. Number 10. Number 10 on my list is a film I did actually get to see in the cinema, and that was Ip Man 4, starring Donnie Yen. This is the fourth one in the series, and apparently the last one, which I'm really sad about. This continues a journey with a martial arts teacher, who's the one who apparently taught Bruce Lee, who travels to San Francisco for a better life for his son, and also has to deal with a organization who has troubles with Bruce Lee and has to resolve all the situation, well as trying to find a better life for himself and his son on his dying wish. This film was great, loved every moment of it. The fighting was superb, the martial arts, the cinematography, everything was great. Donnie Yen is a breath of fresh air. If you haven't seen this film, please go and watch the other three first, especially the first one. It's amazing. The reason why it is low on my list at number 10 is just the other films were just better, but I really had a really good time, and it was a really good send-off to this series. Number 9. Number 9 is a film that was for Netflix as well as the cinema, and was Chadwick Boseman's last film appearance, and that is Miss Rainey's Black Bottom, also starring Rhoda Davis and Michael Potts. Really good film. It's based on a drama actually, based on a real famous jazz singer, which a lot of people don't know about, and it just follows a event in a recording studio like in 1927, and follows these characters about how they're feeling, what's happening on that particular day. I don't want to go into too much of the film, but it's really, really good. Really good performances from Chadwick Boseman. He blows out the water with this, and there is not any sign of him being ill at all in this film. I just thought it was a great performance. Rhoda Davis does a really good job as this character, and it actually got me intrigued to actually know about this famous jazz singer. Very controversial as well, especially the time it was in. So there are some scenes about sexuality, racism in there as well. But it was a really good film. It's a bit very one location, so that's why it's low on my list. I wish they branched out. You can tell it's really set for the theatre, but it was great. I enjoyed the music, had a very jazzy feel as well. Some bits I got frustrated as well with certain characters, but it was delightful. And the ending, ending threw me off. I was like, what? I had so many questions, like, why did you do that? Why? Understood why, but I was just like, oh, come on, you could have done something else. Why did you do that? with certain characters. But definitely recommend it. It's on Netflix now. Definitely check it out, especially it being one of Chadwick Boseman's last film appearance. It's a great send-off for him as well, with a nice tribute at the end. Definitely check it out. NumberEight. NumberEight is a film that I feel like needs to get all the recognition it needs. It's a film called Rocks, a British film. Wow. What a film. This film is about a 15-year-old girl who has to now look after her brother on the street due to their mother abandoning them and leaving them to survive for themselves. Ooh, this was an emotional roller coaster. First of all, kudos to the director. I don't know your name, I forgot your name at the top of my head right now, but you did a wonderful job with this film. The cast, the young women on this film, oh, they were superb, they were amazing. Like, you could tell, like, you know, they got into the scene. I was blown by them, all of them. It's really good, really good, and I'm very proud of everyone who worked on this film. You know, British films are coming through. We're getting the recognitions. We're not just the crew. You know, we're in front of the cameras and we're telling really exciting stories. And it was a good change for once for this type of film, because usually when you get this type of film and it's British, it's just a gangster film. So I'm glad they told a different story. But this is a film I highly recommend. It is an emotional roller coaster, so prepare your tissues. But great performances from everyone. Kudos to the director. I want to see where the director goes next, and the acting from all these females, from these young actors and actresses. Well done. Just, yeah, I'm trying not to spoil anything. You just have to see them. Just have to see these films. But yeah, this one is the one I really loved. But yeah, there were ones I loved more. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to watch this film, like, give it another couple years to see it again, because it really got to me. It got to me. I was like, yo, where's the tissue at? But yeah, really recommend Rocks. Definitely check this film out. NumberSeven. NumberSeven is a film that I thought was going to have high on my list, as I saw it straight away and I loved it straight away, but I had films that I enjoyed more as the months went on. This is Spike Lee's The Five Bloods. It's based on these 4 veterans who go back to Vietnam to find their lost body of their lost comrade, as well as finding some gold. And it takes them on this journey as they, you know, reconcile and reminisce about the good war times, I think. If that's even the right way to say about good times. I don't think any war was any good times, but this is a Spike Lee film I enjoyed. Now, Spike Lee has been a person I adore. I mean, it's Spike Lee. I put him in the same bracket as Quentin Tarantino, but I have felt like he has been a bit on and off with his films. Some films I love, some I don't. I did love The Black Klansman he did a couple of years back. That was great. But this one I really enjoyed. The performance for everyone is amazing. The cinematography is great. It has all its Spike Lee's famous shots he does, like the panning shot, where everything just like stays still and they just move up and down. It has all that in there. It's great. The weird thing about was when they have a film that has a lot of flashbacks, and it was done in a very different way. So using the film, when it has flashbacks, it shows the characters younger, but the characters still look the same. And there was a reason behind it, which I thought was very interesting. So that might throw some people off. This is a film that also had Chadwick Boseman in the one of his last film appearances. He's amazing in this film. I mean, just rest in peace to that guy. We're gonna miss him. This is a great film. If you love films like Apocalypse Now or The Treasure of Sierra Madrid, you're gonna love this film. This also reminds me of a Simpsons episode as well. I know Simpsons episode obviously of homage to other films, but it took me back to a Simpsons episode with Grandpa Simpson and Mr. Burns. They were part of an army and trying to find the treasure. So if you love that episode, you might get a kick out of this as well. Highly recommended. Great performance for everyone. That's it. It deals with the trauma of PST, war, racism, all the good stuff you need in a great film, especially the Spike Lee film as well, because you know he's gonna have a message in there as well. Definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. You won't be disappointed. NumberSix. NumberSix is a film, well, it's the only horror film I'm going to have on this list apparently, which was a shame because I have become a real big fan of horror films lately. And it's a film that came early out this year and I don't think people saw it. Well, I think they did, but I think a lot of people do need to see a film called Invisible Man. This is a ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend stalker's nightmare. You have that person who've now left and they're stalking you because you can't see them. This was great. This was a great fun time. I really wish, because Universal wanted to start this whole monster universe and they started with The Mummy with Tom Cruise and that flopped. I really wish they started with this film. This would have launched it and taken it to where they wanted to go. This was great. This was a fun time. Oh, this was tense. The reasons why this person is invisible to deal with science, a very interesting way. And the ending was, whoa, okay, right. Everyone's crazy in this film. But yeah, it's a great film. Great performances, great special effects as well. This gave me the Terminator vibe, the first one, the Halloween movies. I didn't think, you know, because we had films like Hollow Man back in the day, and which I don't like. But this was different, and it was a great time. Highly recommend it, especially Halloween's coming up next year. Definitely check it out. You will be checking behind yourselves, make sure there's no one in the room. Yeah, it was a great fun time. NumberFive. NumberFive is a film that I didn't think I was going to enjoy because I just thought it was a really typical Oscar bait movie from the trailer. And this is the film called The Trial of the Chicago 7. Really good film. Apparently Steven Spielberg was supposed to direct this film many years ago. It's been in production hell for years, but it finally came out on Netflix. Really good film. It is a very Oscar bait film, from the performance to the music to the really dramatic scenes where, you know, it's all set in a courtroom. You've got the typical scene with the judge banging on the hammer and order in the court and all that type of stuff there. But I enjoyed the hell out of this. This was fun. This is a film basically based on an event during the Vietnam War, where there is a protest and the people that were involved in the protest are now charged for conspiracy and riot, to now go to court to basically fight for their freedom. Really good performance from everyone, especially from Sacha Baron. Wow. Those who know him, everyone knows him from as Borat and Ali G. He's really good in this film. Probably one of my favourite performances. Some bits his American accent's a bit off, but it was good. This is a film definitely I recommend to watch. I can definitely see him in the Oscar contender. I don't know if it's going to win any, but if it gets nominated, it did its job. So I'm gonna watch this film again. I've watched it twice so far because I'm a sucker for these type of films. Just love them. There is another Injustice movie on my list that's much higher, so that's why it's number 5. This one might have been higher, but another film came out later in the year and that was just so much better, especially with the climate we're in now. But I'll save that for later. Number 4. Number 4 is a musical. Yeah, there's been a battle of musicals this year. I saw another film called Prom, which was really good, but I felt like this film really, I just enjoyed the hell out of this film. It's from Hamilton. It's actually technically not a film, it's actually filmed a live theatre performance on Disney Plus, based really loosely on the early presidents in America, in a very musical hip-hop way. It has influences from artists like Jay-Z, Rock, yeah, all the big hip-hop names, they take a little bit in this musical. Oh, this is fun. I remember singing the songs afterwards, and I'm not even a musical guy, but this was great. When everything goes back to normal, I definitely need to see this in real theatre performances. I don't care how much it costs, I need to check it out. If you're not a fan of musicals, I really recommend you try this one first, because I think this one would open the Pandora's box for you and you'd be loving all types of musicals. But this was fun, great performances from there. I heard one of the guys who wrote the music for this is now working on the Little Mermaid live action, so I would like to see what he does with that. I do apologize, I forgot his name right now, which I might say over here. Yeah, that's his name. But yeah, definitely check it out. Great performances It's great singing, great songs, great, just great. It's a fun, good time. Everyone can watch it. The family can, and you be singing the songs afterwards. Because I was singing for a while. Yeah, great time. NumberThree. NumberThree is a film called Miss Juneteenth, which is a first direct debut by a guy called Channing Peoples. Very unique name, but a very unique movie. It deals with about a single mother who was a former beauty pageant who had dreams of having a bigger career, now pushes those dreams onto her 15-year-old daughter to try and make her a better life for her. Man, I really felt this film. I don't know why, because the story is very simple. There's nothing crazy happening. It's just the everyday life. You see them go through particular traumas and struggles. But it just got to me. It just resonated with me for some reason. I really felt like I understood where she was coming from. I understood what this character was going through. I understand the frustrations. You know, the days where, you know, I give up, I just want to just stay in bed, I don't want to keep on doing it, but I've got to because there's another mouth I have to feed and I want a better life for them. And I think I felt that because I know our parents went through that. Most of our parents that I knew, that I grew up with, they grew up, you know, not having the best of lives, and they wanted the best for their kids. And it just got to me, and it just took me there. Like, this film got me angry, it got me sad, but it made me appreciate my own mother and our parents. I think that's what it got to me. You know, the things they don't talk about, that they have to go through, the days where we annoy the hell out of them, or just the times where we make them smile because they see a little bit of them in us. This was a really good film. I've watched it 3 times now and I love it every time I watch it. Even the ending, like, it's not the typical, well, it is a typical happy ending, which is a feel-good movie, but it does go through, it does show that, you know, not everything is, you know, rainbows and, you know, sunshine. Some things don't always go to plan, but highly recommend this film. Great performances, I've said that word many times, but all these performances were really good. Loved the way it was shot, loved the characters, loved the music, even loved the whole idea of this whole beauty pageant and what it means to people, and, you know, what certain women go through mentally. I feel like this film really delivered on that notion. So if you haven't seen it, this is one I definitely go and watch. Great, like I said, direct debut. Can't wait to see what this person brings to the table again, and I hope it gets all the praises and people go and watch this film. NumberTwo. Now, NumberTwo is a film which I thought came out at the right time. Now, as well as everything that was going on with the pandemic, there was other things that was going on, and the main topic was about discrimination and prejudice and injustice for people of color. You all saw the news, you all saw, you know, the protests on the streets, you all saw the footage of victims by police brutality, and there's one film that touched and that challenged that. It's a film called Mangrove. It was a film that's part of an anthology series called Small Acts, directed by Steve McQueen, the guy who did 12 Years a Slave. Wow. I'm going to keep this one very short because even just talking about it really gets to me. I just want to say kudos to Steve McQueen for knowing when, or even how to show the hurt, the anger, the despair, the confusion, the pain of what certain people go through when they're treated wrong for one reason, and it's because they have a different color on their skin. Kudos to the performance. Letitia Wright, amazing performance. I really hope all the scandal you had before, a couple months ago, that all goes away and people recognize that you are a brilliant actress. Malachi Kirby, wow, great performance. Again, Sean Parks, great performance as well. Them three and the other people were great, but them three, they just, I don't know what they did, they just digged in deep with this performance. And yeah, I'm gonna keep this very short because I don't want to let the emotions come through, but yeah, it was a film, it came out at the right time, had a really good message in this film, and we just hope and pray for better days as much as we can. Sometimes it doesn't feel like things are getting better, but we really do hope things do. Oh, the performances from the, let's just call them the villains of this film. Don't usually connect the actor to the character they were playing, but yeah, I don't know if I ever saw this actor in person I would be able to be polite. Let's put it that way. Great film. Steve McQueen, you are a genius for this film. Thank you so much. I've watched this a couple times. Highly recommend it. If you're unsure where to see it, it's on BBC iPlayer for the people in the UK. Everybody else is on Amazon Prime. Go and watch this film. I've got nothing else to say. Wow. Wow, what performance. Now, before I talk about number one, which some of you have probably guessed if you've seen my other reviews what it is, here are my honorable mentions. These films are great, but they didn't make the list for whatever such reasons. They were good, but I don't think I'm going to see them again, or they just didn't beat these other films that I saw, who just had a real impact in my life this year. So these are films I definitely go and recommend to go and watch as well. They just didn't make the top 10. Let's talk about number one. Number one. The big number one film of this year for Stephen Geekface, So Geeked About Movies, is a film I just recently reviewed, and I thought about it, I watched it again and again, and I love it. The film called Soul, Disney Pixar's latest movie. I'm going to keep this one very short because I just did a review through it. Great message. Great performances from Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. Great animation, very unique, very adult film. A film that was needed at this time. Like I said in the review before, you know, people, you know, going through really crazy times right now, emotional times, really life-draining times as well, and a film to just pick yourself up and to enjoy the moments that we do have with our loved ones, our careers, our day-to-day, you know, activities, you know, things we probably wouldn't have done before or seen or go, just to enjoy life again, because as the film messages, you never know when you're gonna go and have you felt like you've lived your life to the fullest. Great film. I've already said this film already. I already gave it, I think it's the only film I gave 10 out of 10 in my reviews as well. So it's number one. I've got nothing else to say. If you want to know more about this film, go and check my review that I did previously before. Really great scene, one of my favorite scenes of this year, which was the barbershop. Yeah, so it's my number one film of 2020. So, have you seen these films? Are you going to see them? Is there any films that I didn't mention, or even mention my honorable mentions, that you thought was great for this year? What films are you looking forward to in 2021 when things and cinemas do finally reopen? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, thank you so much for this year. Thank you for embarking this journey with me this year with So Geeked About Movies. We continue to go down this journey again for the next year. Remember to like, share, stay blessed, stay geeked. Bye bye.